Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Black Mirror 2. So we finally, after 45 minutes, got into the morgue. Turns out slot number 2 seems to be the latest save, although it seems like the game might be a little random otherwise, as far as where it puts different slots. I suppose if I typed in different names that would make more sense. Loading's not terrible, it shouldn't be for a point-and-click adventure game. Got in the morgue, we have a stretcher, we have a clipboards, and then we have the corpse. And we finally found a syringe so we can put laxative into a soda bottle. I don't know who we're giving that to now. We have a scale, certainly, but we don't know what that's for. I don't know what the bread is for. I'd imagine it's to feed like birds or something. I don't think we're doing anything with the picture of Angelina. I'm trying to put this on everything.
A metal bier. The edges are bent upwards so no blood drips on the floor. It's got wheels and seems a bit rickety. It's probably taken to another room for the actual autopsy.
So, he calls it a bier, they call it a stretcher. Let's look at the clipboards.
6 clipboards in total. Let's see. There are lists of the personal belongings each dead person had on them, but there are no names. There's 394 written on the first one. I guess the numbers on the lists here relate to the numbers on the boxes. That means if I can work out which of these lists belong to Fuller, then I know which box his stuff is in.
Okay, so this is sort of a puzzle, I would imagine. There's 6 clipboards and just boxes in general, and I probably need to go look at Fuller
Number
first.
394. Hairbrush, lipstick, car keys, mirror. That's hardly going to be the contents of Fuller's pockets. Number 412. Wallet, keys, Polaroid photo. That could be Fuller. Oh, wait a minute. A wedding ring. Fuller was never married, so it's not 412.
As far as you know. Maybe it's the killer's wedding ring.
Number 433. Credit cards, earrings, anklet. No, not Fuller's. Number 448.
It's
Wallet,
just kind of guessing.
Driver's license, credit card, keys, bills. I wouldn't rule that out as being Fuller's, but I'm not certain.
So I assume there's going to be 2 of these, so I have to actually do something more. It'd be kind of ridiculous if I couldn't.
Driver's license, photos, small change, a pacifier, baby powder. Definitely not Fuller.
Well, you don't know what he's into behind that metal door in the basement.
Number 399. Knife, torch, ski mask, skeleton keys, small change, plastic bag. Unless Fuller was about to set off on a secret thieving trip when he was murdered, then that's not his.
So, didn't the game just inherently tell me it's this guy's? Like, and that's kind of it?
Boxes. They appear to be airtight. There's a number stuck to every box. I think the personal effects of the dead people are stored in them.
See, and I wouldn't assume that it was the personal effects of people. I just assume that it could be any kind of things. Syringes, used needles, organs. You are in a morgue. It could be pretty much anything. Let's see if we can take a picture of Fuller's corpse. Yes, we can. This is, of course, just to unlock things. And frankly, instead of having these extra unlockables, I think more puzzles in the game would have been helpful. And just more actual gameplay. There is something to be said about the first Black Mirror game being set in an olden time in the old world England, where you could have crypts and caverns and secret doors and all kinds of mythology there, and have some puzzles to open that. It seems less thematically appropriate if I come across a crazy puzzle that requires some kind of cryptic solution to open a door in the middle of this New England city.
Ugh, not a pretty sight. Fulla's body's peppered with stab wounds. They've undressed him. I won't find any clues here.
Really? He doesn't have
I'd
like a
rather
toe
not do
tag?
that. Whoever it was, he must have been out of his mind.
Let's keep on
I'd
going.
rather not do that.
So looking at the corpse, I guess it really doesn't have anything to do with anything. Interesting. I'm also not sure what the mop has to do with anything. The thing we need to know is the code, or the weight, to open this door in the basement.
Number 448. That's the only box left. It's gotta be it.
So now I'll be able to look here and
Fulla's
see
box
what's
is
in it.
number 448. But where is it?
Am I doing a cutscene here, or? I guess box 448 now becomes a clickable thing.
That's Fulla's box.
That's an odd way for that to work.
Fulla's keys. Those could be useful. Hey, and here's his wallet. Driver's license, a few dollars, credit card, a few bills. But no secret numbers or anything like that. I think I'll take the keys. The wallet and the rest of that stuff is of no use to me.
So we're assuming that the amount of currency or some kind of number on the credit card isn't the secret number, which is a big assumption.
There's nothing more of interest in it.
Like a real big assumption that if he's got anything to remind himself of what his secret code is, that he didn't encode it somewhere else. I mean, if you're gonna build a secret basement layer, you might
There's a
do some
buyer,
other things.
just like the one out in the hall. I think it's for transporting the corpses. The upper part can be removed.
Yes, but why are you telling me this?
A metal buyer. It's probably taken to... That's Fulla's keys. Keys for the store, his apartment, mailbox, automobile, and... That's interesting. That's no ordinary key. It's a small hexagonal brass stick. Looks almost like a winding up key for a clockwork toy.
So that's the clock in his area. And so I just want to see if I can right now go back to this. Seems like there's no problem there. And then back to the backyard. I want to play logically. I don't want to waste time walking in places or going into places unless I honestly think it might trigger something, and I think the game is going to be programmed well enough that it won't let me fast travel if it wants me to trigger some kind of cutscene. It could also be more of a case of them just not having too many of those triggers. So this on the floorboards doesn't seem to work, and I'm not getting any audio feedback there, so yeah. I have yet to see a door that goes to his apartment or his mailbox, so the only other thing I could possibly use these keys for is his come on, what's going on here? Guess I have to look at the cuckoo clock first. The only other thing I could think about is maybe his car has something to it.
Let's see what happens when I turn the key. Okay. So I've wound up the clock. Now
It's
I'm pushing
gonna
the
tell
key.
me some numbers.
Oops, it clicked. Sounds like it adjusted something inside the clock. What the? What's this then? This box was hidden in the clock.
So let's look at what's in the box.
Come on, I just need a little tip for the damn combination. Huh. 4 negatives.
Okay. So we're probably going to use the negatives in the front room with the light box. Now we're having too many puzzles back to back, when it would have been a lot nicer in the last recording when we spent 45 minutes talking to people if we'd run into a puzzle in
Let's
between
give it a
them.
go. I can move the transparencies
We've already used
around
this once.
and turn them over. Let's see if I can arrange them in an order that makes sense.
So, of the puzzles we've done, 2 are based around this, and let's see. How do we want to do this? Right click. That looks right. Seems like maybe these pictures are supposed to overlap like this, because otherwise it doesn't fully make sense as far as what these negatives are. Yeah. These images don't look like they are connected in any way. Let's see. Over here probably doesn't connect, and over here doesn't connect. So what I suspect is we're supposed to do something like this. I may have to also place these on top of each other in a different order. Like this one might be the back one. Or could be that there's only 2 that are supposed to be overlapped. We could skip this. I'm not sure I'm ready to do that, however. See, it just doesn't feel like that's integrating in any way that makes sense. Just don't know about this. Seems like I also can't click on the one that's at the very back. Alright, so now I think I'm starting to see a pattern. So it's like 5710. Let's just see how this one would integrate in that. And it feels like I'm not even really getting a match. Or maybe I'm supposed to overlap these in a better format. Maybe this is the first thing, because it should be like, it should be the top pieces of everything. Or maybe it's supposed to be sideways. These two, I think, overlap. This one, I think, overlaps. And then that gives me like a 3. Oh, 4. And geez, seriously, how long am I gonna waste on this? Yep. Like, I really would like to do this puzzle, but I'm not getting it snapping into anything. It feels like it's just not wanting to cooperate. And it seems like I can create several different, quite a few different layers of solutions. So who's to say if any of them are right? Maybe? This is rather frustrating. Like, these two pieces, sort of, if it's a 4-digit number and you assume it is, these two pieces have to be like that. These two pieces I guess ideally, maybe it's supposed to be like that. But I also assume that these pieces are supposed to be something along the lines of maybe this. And the way things are lined up, 6, 7, C is what I think I'm saying. And 670 like nothing is snapping down. 298 also apparently might be a thing. So let's try this again. Every single one directly on top of the other one. So maybe all the negatives are supposed to be lined up that way. And maybe that is why I'm not getting anywhere close to a solution, is because of I've just not been doing a good job of lining things up. Let's see, can we try that? And I'm gonna try this, and then I'm gonna try this, and then I'm gonna try 2862. Seriously, this could be anything. This could be practically any number. But honestly, I think 2862 is the number. And I can't use an item. And I've had enough with this. It's been probably 10-15 minutes. And I know I was complaining about there not being enough puzzles in this game. But then when they throw a puzzle that's giving you no feedback at all, I don't know. So I'm assuming the solution is 2862, 2062. But frankly, I've seen so many different numbers here. Could be anything. The rules were definitely not explained as far as keep it within a certain square, keep all of them overlapping directly.
Hey, 2482. The rows produce digital figures when arranged in the right order.
2482.
I'm certain that's the code for the secret door. The negatives were Fuller's emergency memory aid.
Okay, so we got the code. Or we cheated. The graphics may have been improved in this game, but the voice acting, the puzzles, the story writing, not an improvement. Alright, let's see if we can open the door now.
I don't think that'll do anything. I'm not heavy enough.
So 2 8 4 2. Enter. Alright. And how do we even go back? Like the entire menu. Seriously? I feel like I should have saved the game. Alright, over here.
Wang scales in a metal housing. Looks a bit old, but must be pretty durable.
Wire cutters on the floorboards. Wire cutters on this. Slice of bread on the scale. Like I have nothing else. Let's see.
If it really is a kind of scale, then it could measure Fuller's weight while he tapped in the secret number into this pad. And the door would only open when the two matched. Pretty well thought through for sure. For me, there's the problem that I have no idea how heavy Fuller is. I've got to find that out if I want to make progress here.
So apparently I screwed up. Back to the hospital. One assumes I can get back into the morgue. Let's just double click and try and skip some of this instead of slowly walking.
Hey! I've forgotten something else.
Alright. Scale.
I should first divert the security guy's attention. All the racket's gonna be quite suspicious.
So I've got a new quest, so let's assume we're giving the soda with the Lexa to him and distract him that way.
Hey boss, you want a soda?
What do you want for it?
Nothing.
You just gonna give me a soda as a friendly gesture?
Exactly.
That's very nice.
Yeah, so often in point and click adventures, you give...
Perhaps you could do me another favor. Can you keep watch here for a minute? I'll be right back, real quick.
I thought you couldn't leave your post.
It's an emergency. I'll be back in a minute. Wait here.
Okay, no problem.
So we didn't really see him drink the drink.
What was that about? Strange. Oh well, he's gone.
Maybe he saw you via camera feed in this area, and he's the killer, so he's letting you do things
I can
he
work
normally
out
wouldn't let
Fuller's
you do.
and the buyer's weight together. That way...
Okay, I get it. I'm gonna get his weight combined with the thing he's lying on, and then I'm going to subtract this weight.
348 pounds. The only question is, how much of that is buyer and how much is Fuller?
Alright. Now we weigh this stretcher.
The buyer weighs about 53 pounds. 348 for Fuller
That's
with
pretty
the
heavy.
buyer, minus 53 for the buyer makes 295 pounds. That's Fuller's weight, and that's what I gotta put on the scales. Perhaps a bit more. He wasn't wearing any clothes and had lost a lot of blood after all. I weigh nearly 198 pounds with clothes on, so I just need around another 99 pounds on the scale with me. I'm sure I can find something in the basement.
Don't move!
What the? Look, I didn't want to...
What are you doing? Trying to poison me, huh? That ain't gonna work on me.
He's paranoid.
Me? Poison you? What makes you think that...
No one has ever offered me a drink. And someone like you, of all people, bring me a soda.
Yeah, well, I thought you were thirsty.
Yeah, sure, junkie. You want to steal medication, huh? Or equipment to make some money, don't you?
That's crazy. I was...
The soda's poison, right? It's in the lab right now. And if it turns out you trying to poison me...
Yeah, well, poisoned...
You going to jail for this. You terrorist.
And you were missing your old boss and wanted to say goodbye to him.
Something like that.
Don't give me that crap. Breaking and entering?
That's
Larceny.
an interesting
We can
twist.
lock you up for that.
Breaking and entering and larceny.
I wasn't breaking an
According
entry.
to the
That
security
was-
guy, I'm a seriously dangerous terrorist.
That's unlawful entry. He didn't break anything.
He caught you snooping around, and that's bad enough. I understand that you want to help your girlfriend, but this kind of thing doesn't really help. When this gets out, And Dick's gonna make sure that everyone in town knows about his heroic act by tomorrow morning. Then it's gonna look like you wanted to get rid of evidence, or something like that.
Can I go now?
Darren, I'm not against you, but keep your nose out of this. If we catch you snooping around again, you're gonna end up in the can, capiche?
Yeah, capiche.
Now get out of here. I've got to reassure Dick and make it clear to him the boy's harmless.
Apparently he's talking to himself there, so maybe he's the crazy guy
where
too.
I left off, at Fuller's secret door.
Yeah, that, like, more and more I'm getting afraid that we're gonna have one of these scenarios where I just die at random. Although, frankly, it probably wouldn't take me anywhere as long to go through 45 minutes of progress once I kind of know what I'm doing. Probably only take about 5 minutes. If he really did take it to the lab, it probably would come back as positive with laxative in it. Assuming the labs are really going to do anything. Are you really going to start doing this to me, game? Like, that was creepy. That was like a creepy jump scare out of nowhere. So you need 100 pounds on it.
Okay, I'm missing about 90 pounds of additional weight. That shouldn't be a problem.
I guess he's just estimating about 90 pounds. Of course, he said 99 pounds.
A few pounds ought to do it. I reckon that'll be exactly enough.
Since you're not getting any feedback there and you're not using a scale,
It might work now.
was it 2, 8, 4, 5? I feel like this thing's gonna blow up in my face. Let's look at our diary. 2482. So he wrote it down for us. That's quite helpful. 2482.
It might work now.
2482. And then hit enter. Remember that.
That's it! At last. Now that the door's open, I'll get this junk out of the way.
Let's go off during that. So, clearly this has to be something sex related. Like, I can't imagine that it would be anything else. Unless it's some kind of criminal activity. Sex isn't a crime, at least in most countries, depending on how you do it. Yeah, a photographer who's sleazy. He's got photos. It's gotta be something slightly out of the ordinary and surprising. Let's go through. Apparently the light just flickers.
Somewhere there's gotta be... Ah, here. Oh my god. That bastard.
Yeah, it looks like this is probably pornography. Although I'm not 100% sure, because this could be like demonic possession. That Biba actually thought she was possessed or something. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
The metal locker looks very old. Perhaps it's from a school or a sports club.
See, this is in the 80s, I believe, this time frame, so like the free love revolution, particularly since he would have been a college kid, he shouldn't really be too against this, and there really shouldn't be a need to do underground porn. I think even you could probably assume any photographer has a good chance that they're shooting porn on the side to make money meet. Here we have something called anesthetic, so it seems like he might be drugging people, which is definitely not cool. Even with consent, that's not cool, because then you don't know what you're doing.
Cupboard's locked. But there's no padlock and no combination lock on the door. There's gotta be some other kind of mechanism.
So there's something in here. Let's look at this. I suppose take the photos on everything first.
Lots of little bottles of knockout drops. That's... Oh, God. I picked them up. Oh, fullest package, it clinked.
So he was drugging and raping people, is the indication here. And photographing it.
The bed's got a metal frame and a worn mattress. It's stained and moldy. No sheet, no pillow, just this grubby blanket.
So you might see a reason why somebody might kill the filler.
I don't want to know what went on here. I'm just afraid that I already do.
So, yeah.
It wasn't enough for Fuller to just drug his victims. He tied them up too and probably got some perverse pleasure from the fact they were at his mercy.
What's the deal with the cross? See, the cross itself still makes it feel like it's shooting porn and staging more than... Seems like there's little maggots or something, little white dots crawling here. Bed bugs. There's a camera.
He recorded it. The pig got it all on video.
So one assumes that that's what's going on. Although I would be kind of happy to see a twist here, because the story is so straightforward right now. It's like, seems like there's not going to be any surprise at all.
A camera tripod.
If it's like the first game,
older
we're just
model
going to
than
have
the one
like
up in the shop.
4
It's got
more
the same
victims
mounting
killed.
System. It's for Fuller's camera.
Okay. So we are here. There's a curtain that we haven't pulled back, and there's some things that we haven't exhausted.
This way he got his kicks from it all a bit longer. And he had evidence. I don't want to have anything to do with that. What would have happened if he still had some of that stuff when Angelina was here? Did he call her, perhaps? Did he want to lure her here and she might have defended herself but then it'd be self-defense. Angelina would have told the police that. Come on, stay concentrated. Angelina had nothing to do with it.
Like, Angelina never even told him that she had nothing to do with it. He's just assuming that. So we gotta pull back the curtains. Maybe we'll get a jump scare from this.
Weird. That curtain looks like Fuller stole it from his mother. Old-fashioned, but in better shape than everything else here.
And maybe his dead mother will be back behind there.
What have we got here?
A metal plate.
A metal plate.
Too
has
many
been built
puzzles
into the
back to
wall.
back.
In the middle of the plate is a hexagonal recess.
Unfortunately, we don't have a key. So...
A metal plate has been built into the wall. In the middle of the plate is a hexagonal recess.
It's not
There's
like
no
the
tape
bed
in the
knobs.
camera.
It's not the bed knobs as a key.
Cupboard's locked. But there's no padlock and no combination lock on the door. There's gotta be some other kind of mechanism.
Like, why would you need a secret thing to open this when you already have a secret door? Either your first line of security works or it doesn't. Oh, it is the bed knob.
There are these shiny golden balls on the bedposts. That must be brass.
So there's the bed knob.
That really works. The ball's simply plugged into the tube of the bedpost.
And is there something else there? Or is it just the brass ball?
Something's happened.
And it seems like now that acted as a key to unlock this. No reason. Feels like there's two different teams, a team that makes the puzzles and a team that tells the story.
It's open.
And they didn't
But I
work
can't
together
get
well
excited
at
about
all.
it. I don't want to see what's on these photos.
Still could be demons, still could be exorcism. This is the Black Mirror series.
There's only Mrs. Biba in these pictures, but there could be other pictures of other women, and therefore lots of people with a motive. That, along with the blackmail letter, should easily convince the police. Fuller was a blackmailer, and worse, there must have been dozens of people who wanted him dead. Dozens of people with a motive, unlike Angelina. I'll get her out of jail with this.
I figured something else would happen here.
Not nice. And every time she goes out, Mrs. Biba has to reckon with maybe seeing the guy who took the photos. Unbelievable how she must have hated him. But then her fear of everything being made public must have been even more so.
There's still a possibility here. Like, the knockout drops get added. The moldy mattress adds to it. But there's still a possibility Biba was totally a willing participant in some kind of weird kidnap fantasy porn. And he was actually paying her $1,500. I would kind of prefer that be the twist instead of the obvious being the obvious. I'm gathering a collection here of
I'm gonna
women.
keep this portrait of Angelina. She looks just stunning. The most beautiful girl I've ever met.
So I guess we go to the police. I don't think there's anything else to do or say.
That's really interesting.
It's repulsive, and a damn good motive, right?
Indeed. But it doesn't mean that the Bibas have anything to do with the murder.
Of course not. Look, I guess your people would find even more in Fuller's secret room. Then you'll have plenty of suspects, all with good motives.
I've already sent some people over there. But all of this doesn't prove that it wasn't Miss Morgan.
But she had no motive.
Yes, she did.
Here's the stranger.
That's him. That's the guy that followed me.
Nice that you came, Mr.
Reginald Boris is my name, Captain. I'm a private detective from England. I'm sure I can contribute a few things that will clear up this case quite considerably.
That's what we like to hear. We have a few
So
questions
this might be
for
the
you
end
as
of
it
Act
happens.
2.
For example, why you lured Angelina into a trap?
Mr. Michaels,
The important question is surely why? Why did Miss Morgan murder the photographer Fuller? Well, quite simple. She was also photographed by him. As you can see, not quite as revealing as the others, but I haven't got all of the photos. I'm sure your people will find other pictures that put it beyond all doubt.
What the? Those are mine! I shot those pictures of Angelina yesterday afternoon!
all right, calm down. What's going on here?
You'd better ask him. He must have stolen these pictures from Angelina's hotel room. These pictures have got nothing to do with it.
It's the same photo paper as the other ones.
And I got them from Fuller. He said he had lots more.
Oh, man. Lies!
Well, we'll see about that. Darren, go and get some fresh air. Calm yourself down. Mr. Boris, come with me, please. There are a few things we need to discuss.
Why, certainly.
And Angelina?
She stays where she is until we've cleared up this mess.
But
We'll get in touch when we need your help. Good day.
Here's what you don't do if you're a foreign detective. You don't go across the ocean into a different country where you have no authority, not announce your presence to the local authorities, and
this can't be
not,
for real.
You
not
know, I
cooperate
believe you.
or work with them.
You were right about Fuller, and there's something not quite right with this Detective Boris.
Like,
Then go in there, arrest him, and release Miss Morgan already.
It's not that simple. But it'll all become clear. In a few days, everything will be cleared up. Until then, you should just wait. And go visit your mother.
Wait a few days? And give this asshole time to get new evidence? Yeah, right. Next thing you know, he'll frame her for the Kennedy assassination. I'm gonna find out what game he's playing.
Good. But be careful. The end doesn't justify the means. You've already broken into Fuller's house. If you get caught doing something like that, you'll get it for real.
Then you'd better stay away from me.
like they're literally encouraging him to ruin this case. Like, even if they
Angelina's gotten
find
pictures from Angelina's hotel room, I should have a look around there, regardless of what the police think.
like you definitely wouldn't have won't get a conviction now against Angelina or Detective Boris or anyone else, because there's just going to be always this narrative that could be sold to a jury saying, actually, it was this guy that was adding evidence and creating evidence, and because of that, everything's in question. We made decent progress skipping some of the puzzles. Like, I don't think it probably would have added too much to the game had that room been more graphic in its content. I mean, it was pretty tame, frankly, but like, yeah, I don't see what you get from going further in that direction, other than the fact that I am right now still kind of questioning about whether Fuller was shooting porn or whether he was drugging and raping people. There should have been a line of dialogue or confession some point in the future, I guess, that would clear this up. But Mrs. Biba is certainly not saying anything. So who knows? And let's see. Let's get back to the latest thing. We're down to one quest, so it does kind of feel like I probably will trigger some kind of cutscene or something after searching Angela's room. How we get into the flashback state and we start saying things that happened before this time and before the time of the first game. I'm really not certain. It feels like the most likely guess is that we're either going to find a book and be reading out of that book the secret history of his family, his timeline, Samuel Gordon's timeline, the Gordon timeline, or maybe Darren is just going to get knocked out and dream, unless there's some kind of time travel mechanic, which I don't know about that. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, friend me on Steam, gift me a game. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.